Well, hi. It is Thursday, October 24th, 2024, and this is Morning Coffee. I'm Todd Studer, and let's take a check of this morning's coffee mug. Okay, this one's going to look a little boring. Not a lot to it, and it's a moose. Right. I got this at Bass Pro in Council Bluffs, and I bought it because I wanted a cup to be able to take and keep with my camping gear. But it didn't stay there. It quickly became one of my favorite cups, if not my favorite cup. And there's a reason for it. Number one, it holds a lot of coffee. But number two, it's because it has this little flat spot right here. So when you hold it, you can put your thumb and it's just locked into place. I'm a guy. We like weird things. I talked yesterday about a microphone and usually that being on the radio, that I would have it in a different place than what I have it now. I noticed on the video, and I went back and watched it, that I'm still trying to break old habits. And what I do is I want to lean into the microphone, and this is how I would talk on the radio. So I would kind of slouch down, and subconsciously, I didn't even realize I'm doing it, and I'm blocking my face. This is a video. I'm not supposed to be blocking my face. So I'm getting better, but still, when you see me do that, it wasn't on purpose. It's just a lot of conditioning. Also, yesterday, I showed you my Waffle House coffee mug, and I think that was bought at a Waffle House in Georgia. I talked about my cousin's cabin down there, and I have such a wonderful woman in my life that she said, you know what we should do? Let's go on a road trip to the nearest Waffle House and go have a waffle. You all should be so lucky to have a partner in life that looks out for you that way. I'm not sure yet how far we have to go, but we'll figure it out. That also got me thinking about day trips. And that's a lot of times I like to do that on the weekends, just to change of scenery, get out of town for a little bit. And I started doing some research into different places around the state of Iowa that are a good place to go for a day trip. Some of them get too far away, such as all the way up to the northeast corner in Decorah. You're over 5 hours away. So you figure that a drive there and a drive back, and you've already lost 10 hours out of your day. And what's the point to that? However, I was able to come up with a number of different places to recommend, take a look at. Some I've been to, some I hadn't even heard of before until I started doing some research onto this. So this is going to be all about day trips. Maybe you'll want to take a day trip this weekend. It's supposed to be beautiful out, by the way. And what better time to take a day trip and go for a car ride than in the fall, and when you can see all the great colors. One of the top ones is one that I'm very familiar with because I grew up in the area. It's called the Grotto of the Redemption. It's in West Bend. Most people have heard about this, and a lot of folks have been to it. But if you haven't, it is worth the ride and worth taking in. And it's takes about an hour, I'd say, to take it all in and to enjoy every part of it, and then try to find something else to do up there, and you won't have much luck. West Bend is a small town, and the grotto is there, but that's about it. So if that's the direction you go, and there's just not much else to do up in that area. You know, I grew up in Pocahontas County, and there wasn't anything to do the entire time I was growing up. Also, here's one that I did not know about, and it's called the All Iowa Lawn Tennis Club. Now, this is near Charles City. Charles City is about a 4-hour ride, so we're starting to push the limits, I think, of distance for just a day trip, and we're turning it into an entire weekend. But I think that 4 hours is doable. And oh, by the way, as I was doing this, I noticed something. Look at this. I can see the reflection of my eye in the microphone because I have that right there. That's just going to drive me crazy. So we'll get that moved a little bit. But the All Iowa Tennis Club, it's a grass tennis court, one of only a few in the country. And this was built, well, let's take a look and see some of the different information about this. And I ran across traveliowa.com is where I got a lot of this information from. But it is the only grass tennis court in Iowa and only one of the few across the entire country. It was built on a family farm. They bill it as the tennis field of dreams. I don't know about that, but still, to see grass tennis courts, and you can make reservations to play on the courts. That if you're into tennis, that may actually be quite a bit of fun. Another trip, it's about 3.5 hours away, to Eldon, Iowa. You can take in the American Gothic House, and everyone that goes there is going to want to recreate that picture. So make sure you take a pitchfork with you. And while you're in Eldon, you can take a look at the visitor center, and they have costumes there in the visitor center where you can change in to be able to recreate that portrait. So that could be a lot of fun. But as I said, Eldon, about a 3.5 hour ride away. Also, here's another fun one that I did not know about. It's in the community of Gladbrook, and it is the Matchstick Marvels Gallery. And an artist back in 1977, his name, Patrick Acton, he created a lot of different models and sculptures out of matchsticks. And all of this collection is there. And he's got a scale model of the Challenger spacecraft, Notre Dame Cathedral. Millions of matchsticks were used in order to create all of this. So that would be kind of a cool trip. Let's see, what other things could we do that are just not very far away? Well, here's one that's a little bit closer. It's just a little over 2 hours away in Madrid. And there's several things to do in Madrid. It's north of Des Moines, including the High Trestle Trail Bridge. This is kind of a famous bridge, and you've seen it in a lot of pictures. I've never seen the bridge personally, so that would be fun. And also they have the Treehouse Village. That's at the Iowa Arboretum, and that would be kind of neat to see as well. There's elevated and ground level tree houses. It includes accessible ramps, wheelchair accessible swing, ground level zip line, all kinds of great stuff to do there. And also, while you're over in Madrid, make sure you take in Ledges State Park, one of my favorite state parks in the state of Iowa. So that's a little bit closer. Drive to Des Moines, go north a little bit, and that would be a really good day trip. Here's one a little bit farther. And again, this is something that I can remember back when I was a kid. The community of Britt, Iowa. It's a little over 4 hours away. And they have a hobo museum there. Yeah, is it still politically correct to say hobo? Well, that's the name of their museum, so we're going to go with it. And they have a gift shop there as well. And you can learn all about back when American hobos were a big thing. And they have it's still going on, a hobo weekend. It's called Hobo Days. It's always the second weekend of August. And we used to do that when I was a kid. They would give away soup. It was called Mulligan Stew, and it was cooked in big, giant 55-gallon drums. And you would take your own dishes to be able to get this, and they would give you that and some bread, and that would be your lunch. And I remember it being incredibly hot. The temperature was hot. The temperature of the soup was hot. Seemed like a strange thing to be eating when it was about 95 degrees outside. A little bit farther away than Britt is a salt and pepper shaker gallery. This is in the community of Traer, Iowa, and about 3.5 hours away. And a resident back in 1948, her name Ruth Rasmussen, started a collection. And now there are 16,000 sets of salt and pepper shakers, and it's still growing. They're still adding to that collection. That'd be kind of a cool thing to see. Can you think of anything more Iowa than collecting salt and pepper shakers? That would be awesome. And something that I did just recently, in fact, I talked about the coffee mug that I picked up from it, was taken in the Bridges of Madison County. That's going to be over by Winterset, but there's something else over in Winterset. It is the Clark Tower. There is a park right in the heart of downtown, and I did this too, and it seems like this tower is just out of place, and you can climb up to the top of it, take some pictures. It's kind of a neat area. And so if you're over there doing the Bridges of Madison County, take a little extra time. There's a driving tour through a park. You don't even realize you're still in Winterset. It feels like you're way out in the country as you're driving through this place, but it's pretty interesting. And I had a great time over there doing that as well. So Going to take a day trip somewhere this weekend. Might be one of these, might be something else. I'm not sure yet. The thought of going to that Waffle House. I think we have to go south into Missouri, someplace, in order to get to a Waffle House. And yeah, I'd just throw my gluten intolerance right out the window for that. You walk in there, and what else are you going to do? You have to get a waffle if you go to Waffle House. But there's tons of things to do. And oh, by the way, you can see the shirt that I'm wearing that is entirely too big for me. This feels like I'm wearing, and it feels like I'm wearing pajamas right now. This thing is so big. It's from the Mile Away in Council Bluffs, north of town. It's a little over a mile, by the way, but it's on Old Lincoln Highway. And they coming up tonight. This is my restaurant review that I'm not being paid for. Charles, I didn't take any money from you for this. And Charles and Jess own that restaurant, the Mile Away. Tonight is their hamburger night. Here's the thing. $5. You get a half-pound hamburger and fries or tots with that for $5. Where can you get that? Certainly not at any drive-through that I've been in the last 30 years. And they do this every Thursday. It's a pretty good burger. And it's, you're going to get full for $5. And that they do this every Thursday. But I will say this, it's also pretty popular. And you have to be there, and it's an order in. You have to sit down and to get this deal. So they open at 4, and they're going to be busy pretty quickly for this. So I encourage you to take part. You probably see some folks there too, if you haven't been up there and done that. It's one of my favorite places to go if I just want to be able to relax, be around some people that I know. And I've never been in there when people weren't smiling and friendly. So that's why I just love going there. But I should have gotten a smaller t-shirt. This thing is huge. I'm not sure. Maybe I can start shrinking it or something. And everything that I wash tends to shrink if I send it through the dryer. So I think maybe I'm going to have to do that with this shirt too. But and I don't even know if they still have any of these up there or not. They've gotten them in, and I said, "Oh, you better let me buy one of those from you." So buy some swag from the Mile Away. Always fun. I also saw coming up in November, they've got a comedy show that's going to be there as well. So all these free plugs for the Mile Away. How about that? That's what I do here, though. I don't have to follow anybody else's rules anymore. I can just do whatever the heck I want to do, and that's what I want to do. I want to plug the places that I like to go and support local businesses. We talked about that on recent episodes, that how important it is to support these local businesses, whether it's the Mile Away, whether it's the Unique Boutique when we talked with Jamie Bush earlier this week, that up in Neola, or any of the shops that are in Council Bluffs or surrounding communities or wherever they're at. And these are the folks that they're your neighbors. They're my neighbors, and they're just out there trying to make a living with the rest of us. If we can support them instead of jumping online and ordering through Amazon, Jeff Bezos, I'm sure you're a wonderful man. But you got enough money. I'd rather shop local. I'd rather talk with somebody that I'm buying things from. I was in another place in Council Bluffs in the 100 block a few months ago. Dusted Charm, I'm sure you're familiar with it. The young ladies that worked in there were so incredibly helpful in helping me find a birthday gift, and it was perfect. Ended up being just the thing to get. And they took the time, showed me around and everything, listened to what I had to say. And you get that at a small shop that it's independently owned, that you're not going to see that when you're ordering things online. So shop local and support local businesses, support local restaurants, support local organizations. You're giving money to different nonprofits. When you provide those to nonprofits that are in the area, you know exactly where your money's going. It's and there's some wonderful nonprofits in this area that can really use your support, that are doing great work. So please, I encourage you to do that. And if you have one of those nonprofits, would you do me a favor? Send me an email, toddstuder@gmail.com, so I can give you some love. And I mean give. I'm not going to charge for that. And I would want to support as many organizations in the area as we can. I also want to support the good folks that are sponsoring us here on Morning Coffee. It's the list is growing, including Travis Waldstein, Hayden Waldstein, with AirServe Heating and Air Conditioning, and also Waldstein Plumbing. It said it yesterday, and I think I'm gonna charge him for this. I'm gonna say, look, Travis, I think this should be your new tagline: when quality matters and integrity matters. And I truly believe that about Travis and the Waldstein family. These are great folks, and they do wonderful, wonderful work. Also, Cindy Schmader with Service Master Restore by Schmader. When disaster strikes, she needs to be your first call, so she can help you get your life back in order, restore as many of your cherished things that you have that you'd never know what she may be able to bring back from, if it's a flood, if it's a fire, whatever the type of disaster is. That's why she is in business, and she's really, really good at her job. George Ivanoff with The Best Wrestler. He is has one of the best wrestling clubs in the country, in my opinion, and it's growing. He has had hundreds of wrestlers go through there, and still a lot of them champions. But more importantly, he's helping young people grow into very strong adults. And I think that that's the type of thing also that we all should want to support. Just Sue Creative. Sue Pitts is the one that built my website, leshillsmedia.com. And I am still marveling at just how wonderful that website is and how easy it is to find my way around on my own website. It's all on there. And she did a lot of things that I would never even thought about. So Just Sue Creative, whether it be a website, whether you need help with a search engine optimization, some help with your social media, or anything involved with that, go to Just Sue Creative and take a look at all of her services. And Rick Graybill with Foxco Fabrication. He is still doing some wonderful work. I talked with him just the other day, and he said that we've got this cool sign that's going to be hanging up behind me that he's working on, and I'm looking forward to when that's done and I can get the deer head off the top of my head. I like the picture, but I think it's going to look a lot better when we have a sign that Rick Graybill with Foxco Fabrication made back there. So if you need welding done, or take a look at some of the pictures of the flatbeds that he's creating. So if your business could use a flatbed instead of just a regular box on the back of your truck, he's your guy to call. And just some of the sponsors that are helping us out here with Morning Coffee. And also a big thank you to you for your support. I'm watching the numbers grow. I'm seeing more and more people are starting their day off with this, or maybe they're catching it throughout the day, because the numbers just kind of keep ticking up throughout the day of folks that have watched it. I get more comments, I get more likes and shares, and that's how you can help me, is by sharing it, by hitting the like button. All of those things help with the algorithm, and that just makes it so it's available for more people. A lot of folks, it hasn't even shown up on their page yet, because I can figure out a lot about the social media algorithm, but I don't know everything, and it seems like they change things every once in a while. So that's would be a huge help to me, is just letting folks know about it by clicking that like button. And also, again, thank you for all of the support that I've received so far. If you have any ideas, anything that you would like to see on this show, maybe you know of a nonprofit in the area that you would like to get promoted. I just noticed I was leaning down again in front of that microphone. I'm working on it, I promise. Send me an email, toddstuder@gmail.com. And we want to be able to talk to them and get their story out. So that's going to wrap things up for a Morning Coffee on this Thursday. Thank you so much for watching, listening, paying attention, or whatever the case may be. I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you again tomorrow morning.